If you're wondering what the next major move is for Bitcoin and traditional markets, we need to understand what Donald Trump is going to do next. And he just revealed exactly his master plan. So I will talk you through this in this video, guys. I will update you on Bitcoin and altcoins and everything else. I will talk you through how the other countries in the world are reacting to these tariffs and, of course, my trading strategies, guys. So make sure to stick around from the beginning until the end of this video. Welcome back, everybody. My name is Chris, bringing you cryptocurrency videos every day, teaching you how to make money in this market. If you are new to the channel, then make sure to subscribe and activate the bell right now. So let's get straight into it, guys. So what you can see is that on the technicals for Bitcoin, we are still going sideways. We are still being pushed down by this yellow dotted line. And a few days ago, I said that we are about to reach a point in which we are going to be stuck in between a rock and a hard place, and we will have to make a decision whether we break the yellow line towards the upside or the orange line towards the downside. So you already know about that, but the more days that goes by, we're getting closer and closer to that. So nothing has changed in terms of that for Bitcoin. I don't really have anything in particular to say here, rather than we can just wait and see which direction this is going to go. And I believe that it is probably going to be towards the upside, because I am bullish on Bitcoin still. And I do think that we're going to see volatility, yes, but in general, I'm bullish. So it's only a matter of time until we reach these higher prices, in my opinion. But we need to be prepared for volatility. So if we break it towards the downside, you know that 76,600 orange line, I have it right here. I have orange box at 72. So that's going to be a big level of support. Towards the upside, we have $95,000, and we have a moving average here as well, which is at about, actually converging moving averages at about $86,000. So those are some levels we need to be watching. If you look at Ethereum is hanging on for dear life here at my orange line, trying to stay above this point, 1,805. So yeah, Ethereum trying to stay above this point. So that is good to see. If you look at, well, this is Cardano actually. Let me look at Solana. So Solana also had a little bit of a pump yesterday, trying to stay above my orange line, 120. Then you have, I should probably look at Doge here. So Doge is still just going sideways, nothing really interesting there. Cardano having a bounce of my 60-cent level, and same for XRP having a bounce of my $1.95 cent level. But what I need to talk about is something extremely interesting, because now let me show you this chart. And this is not a random altcoin. This is not crypto at all. This is actually the traditional markets. And you had a massive red candle yesterday. So traditional markets has been more or less in a free fall the last 2 days, when the tariffs have been actually implemented and announced. Now, here's the thing. Bitcoin has not, and crypto in general, has not seen this big of a drop here. Usually when you see this kind of drop, crypto would be down like 20-25% in one day. That has obviously not happened. So this shows me that the crypto markets are actually relatively strong. We have more or less, for now at least, the sellers are exhausted. We have everyone who wanted to sell at these prices, they have already sold. And now we're just waiting to see here. And also this is further strengthened. This thesis is strengthened by the fact that we didn't see a lot of liquidations yesterday. The liquidations were about $120 million, which is, like I said, if this would have been a few months ago, or a few weeks ago even, you would have seen probably more than $1 billion worth of liquidations. So that is good to see. And now let me move over to, before we talk about the big plan that Donald Trump has and some of the responses here, quick update on the trading strategies. So they are still down a little bit here with the current batch. However, my short strategies continues to do very, very well. So my Doge short, as you know, I only have 20% allocation. I have 80% long allocation and 20% short allocation. So in general, when the prices are going down, I'm still losing money. But in the meantime, with this volatility, I'm making money both on my long bots and on my short bots. So that is amazing to see. So my short bots are still doing extremely well here. You can in fact see that my Ethereum short bot on the algorithm already has made almost $13,000 here, and then the $25,000, $24,000 on the position itself because the prices have been going down since I entered into the short here. So that is looking amazing. Even the Bitcoin strategy here is also at a profit here. I entered at $85,000, we're at 83, and the algorithm has made $16,000, and the position itself is also up $16,000 in profit. So twice as much. If I only would have been in a short, I would have made $16,000. Now instead, I made an additional $16,000 because of the volatility. So that's absolutely amazing. Now, if you want to use my trading strategies yourself, whether it be long, short, or a combined strategy like I am doing, go down to the description of this video, sign up to Pioneers using this link right here, claim the deposit bonuses. If you want to go long, use these links. If you want to go short, use these links. And if you want to use it for over 180 other altcoins, click on this link right here. So let us talk about the responses first from China here. So China has added a 34% tariff on the United States. So the trade war is in full effect right now. So US imposing tariffs and also China imposing tariffs. And also, this is very interesting, they have imposed export controls on 7 types of rare earth metals. Now, this is something that you know is very sensitive to Donald Trump. Donald Trump wants to do everything he can to get these rare earth metals. Now, here's the thing. This is also why the trade deal with Ukraine was so important, because for him to continue helping Ukraine, he wanted to get rare earth from them. So this is like personal now towards Donald Trump, that they imposed these tariffs or export controls rather on rare earth because they know that Donald Trump is very sensitive about it and he really wants to get it into his country. So that is the first thing. So we will see how this is going to escalate. You know that Donald Trump has said that if any country imposes more tariffs on him, then he is going to escalate his tariffs as well. Now, in fact, this is what he said. President Trump said yesterday that China played it all wrong. They panicked. He says, this one thing they cannot afford to do. So this was posted yesterday, so that is not looking super good. But let us talk about what the big plan for Donald Trump actually is. So let us look at this video first. I'm just gonna play it and I'm gonna explain what it actually is. So this is a video explaining why Donald Trump is deliberately, and this is on purpose, he is crashing the markets. Now, in this video, there was a quote, or there was like a segment with Warren Buffett saying that Donald Trump is doing the right thing here. That was actually AI. But the video itself, so Warren Buffett didn't actually say that. But here's the thing. The video explains how he is crashing the market to get lower interest rates. How is he doing this? Because when people sell off traditional markets, they sell off stocks, they sell off crypto, they sell off everything, they usually put that money into US treasuries. Now, when US treasuries are being bought, it reduces the yield. Now, when the yield goes down for US treasuries, it lowers, like the Fed has to lower the interest rates as well to follow along with this. So this is the grand plan for Donald Trump. And then he can refinance the debt, he can push the interest rates down, and then after that, he can pump the markets. So that is essentially what this video is explaining. Now, this was made by a random TikTok account. I don't know who made it. But what is important here is that Donald Trump actually posted this video on his own official channel. So this is something that we pretty much knew from the start. Like as things have been unfolding here, this has become pretty obvious that he wants to crash the markets to lower the interest rates. But now when he's actually posting it into the public himself, it is pretty obvious that he is doing this. So that is what he is doing, and we just need to be prepared for that. It's not going to change anything for me and for us that has been watching this channel probably, because we know that, yes, there's going to be volatility, but once this stops and once he starts to pump the market again, I think that things are going to go up pretty quickly towards the upside. So we just need to realize that this is the situation. We need to understand it, and we just need to stay calm and we need to weather the storm. And that is exactly what I intend on doing. Now, the interesting thing here as well is that oil has been crashing as well. So oil is actually at the lowest price it has been since 2021. Now, when oil price goes down, it typically also lowers inflation, right? So Usually oil is, it's involved in some way in most products we use. And when oil is going down, it means that it's cheaper to produce them, which means that the inflation is going to probably be helped by the oil price going down. So then we have to also understand, like, okay, how is inflation going to react to the tariffs and all of these things? There's a lot of moving parts, but oil price in itself going down is probably going to lead into lower inflation. Now, it's going to be a factor leading into lower inflation. Now, in total, with all of the other factors, maybe inflation is still going to go up, but this in isolation is actually good for inflation. Now, one thing that we also need to see here is that Jerome Powell had a press conference yesterday, and Trump said a few minutes before the press conference, he said that now is the perfect time for Fed Chair Powell to cut interest rates. Powell is always late to cut rates. So he's trying to pressure Jerome Powell to lower the interest rates. Now, what did Jerome Powell himself say? We face risks for higher unemployment, higher inflation. It's difficult for a central bank. He said more or less what you can expect. But yeah, he's not talking about lowering the interest rates any significant amounts anymore. So we will just have to wait and see, guys. But we understand all of these things now. So we understand we have Donald Trump in charge. We understand he wants to crash the market. We understand why he wants to do it. We understand he wants to pressure Jerome Powell to lower the interest rates. And Jerome Powell is very reluctant to do that. But we will see with time what happens here. In the meantime, trading strategies, making more profit on this volatility. And that's it, guys. I will continue to keep you updated. I hope that you're going to enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I will see you guys tomorrow.